And if you're sitting on the floor, as always, remember, prop your sit bones up with a pillow or a blanket. It will help keep more of a neutral spine and avoid too much of a rounded or slouching back. And then eventually find some stillness. Your hands can rest on your thighs, your shoulders away from your ears. And if it's comfortable to close your eyes, you can do so. And then just acknowledge that you made some time and space to practice today. And as always, we practice with what we have, with where we're at. So forget about how you practiced last week. Forget about any expectations of what it should look or be like. And see if you can really tune in and accept where you're at today. And it might even surprise you. And so let's find that attention and focus it on the breath. And taking a few cycles to notice where you're at with that breath. And then maybe beginning to deepen it just a little bit, lengthen it. And as you breathe a bit more through the nose, see if you can hear the sound of your breath. And begin to find a little engagement through lower belly. And you can use your exhales to do that. Draw the belly button towards your spine and then up towards the lower ribs. And then keep some of that engagement as you breathe in, and notice that then your inhale will expand a bit more through your chest and your rib cage. Finding a rhythm of breath that is sustainable throughout your practice. Let's take another breath in, a breath out. And then with your next inhale, lengthen through your spine. You can keep your hands where they're at, or as you exhale, bring your right hand, slide it behind you, left hand crosses over, and find a gentle twist towards the right, nothing extreme. And then bring yourself back through center. You can do this with eyes closed or eyes open. Left hand comes behind you. Right hand crosses over. Gentle twist towards the left. And a few more times each side. Coming through center. Moving towards the right. And center. Towards your left. Let's do it one more time each side. And then the next time that you bring yourself back through center, hands on your knees, and see if you can hold on to those knees. We're going to find some cows and cats. Use that grip on your knees to pull the chest forward, bend your elbows and draw them back. Maybe lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, round your spine, extend through your elbows, keep a hold on those knees as you send that back body back. And then a couple more times, breath in, bring yourself forward. Open up through the chest. Breath out, round through the spine. Notice the space in the back body. One more. Inhale, forward. And exhale. And round and Now with your next inhale, neutral spine, reach your arms up, opening eyes if you still had them closed. Left arm is going to come down by your side and then reach up and over with your right. Bring yourself back through center, inhale. Take it over to the other side, exhale. Back through center, inhale. And then we're taking it over to the left once again. And then we're going to work here a little bit. So bend your top elbow, bring the hand to the back of the head. And then think about that right elbow reaching up towards the ceiling. If it's available, lift your gaze, look up. And then as you exhale, find some rounding, right elbow towards that left knee. They don't have to touch, just that direction. And then let's open up again. Breath in, breath out. Round and twist. Once again, open, inhale. And then exhale, round and twist. As you inhale, bring yourself all the way back through center. Reach both arms up. And we'll do that on the other side. Right arm down, reaching up and over with your left. Okay, get that stretch through the left side. And then when you're ready, bend that left elbow. Lift that left elbow towards the ceiling. Lift your gaze. Get that really good stretch through the left side. And then left elbow towards the right knee. 2 more times. Breath in to open. Breath out to round and twist. Notice that space in the left side of your waist and lower back. 1 more. And now as you inhale, bringing yourself all the way up. And on your exhale, lowering those hands down by your side. If you were sitting cross-legged, switch the legs. Opposite leg on top or in front. If you had one leg out to the side, switch, bring the other leg out. Okay. And then once again, find those sit bones well planted. Maybe shift your weight a bit forward and back and from side to side. And then with your hands on your thighs, bring your shoulders all the way by your ears and squeeze them in. And then as you exhale, just drop your right shoulder down. Inhale, right shoulder will lift. Exhale, left shoulder lowers. Inhale and lift. Right shoulder lowers. And inhale, lift. And left shoulder lowers. Now as you inhale, both shoulders are going to lift, squeeze them in. And as you exhale, release them all the way down. Reach your arms up, inhale. Find a twist towards your left side, exhale. Left hand behind you, right hand crossing over. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist towards the right. 1 more time each side with your breath, reaching up on the inhale. Twisting, exhale. And up, inhale, and other side, exhale. Now as you inhale, come back through center, left arm down into a side stretch. And then from here, we'll do the same thing, but you can do it with your arm extended if you wish. But if you feel that that's too much for your right shoulder, come back to that bent elbow, just like we did before. With your next inhale, draw that right shoulder blade back and down, open up, maybe look up. And then as you exhale, those right fingers are going to come towards that left hand. So again, it's that same movement with your torso. It's just you lengthening a little bit more. Okay, and they don't have to touch. It doesn't have to touch the floor. Stay safe. And then again, open up, inhale, turn your torso towards the ceiling. Exhale, right hand towards the floor, towards the left side. 1 more time, just like that. Open up, broaden that right side of the chest. And exhale, and lower, round, twist. With your next inhale, open, come all the way up through center, both arms lift, and same thing on the other side, right hand lowers. First find that side stretch, okay? So find that space, left side of your waist, and then we'll begin. So open through the chest, turn your chest towards the ceiling, gaze might go up, and then exhale, left hand towards that right hand, towards the floor on this right side. And then again, opening up. Exhale, find that rounding, that twist. 1 more time, just like that. Open and exhale and twist. Nice job. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. And then on your exhale, we're folding forward. So hands in front of you, any amount of forward fold that is available. Walk your fingers away from you. Think about lengthening forward first and then lowering, so that you're creating length through that spine and you're not only flexing down. Maybe the head drops, breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale and exhale. And then walk those hands back towards you, lifting that spine. And we're going to free up those legs. So we're going to plant those feet wide. The knees are going to be bent. And the knees are going to be wide too. Before we do anything else, let's find some cows and cats here also. So hands around your shins and pull on your shins to bring your chest forward. Lift through the gaze, open up through the throat. Exhale, round the spine. Send that back body back and let yourself slide onto that sacrum if it's comfortable. Bring yourself forward again. Inhale. Exhale, send it back. And one more time. Inhale, bring yourself forward. And exhale, taking it back. And now neutral spine. Your hands are going to come to outer hips. You can make fists if you wish, or you could plant your whole hand. Push into those hands to prop your spine up. And then with your next exhale, with the heels planted and the toes lifted, just drop your knees towards the left side. Inhale, bring those knees back through center. And exhale, drop them towards the right. There you go. That movement a couple more times each side. Keep your feet flexed. Inhale, center. Left. Inhale, center. And right. And inhale, center. And left. And inhale, center. Last one. And right. And now as you inhale, bring yourself back through center and then plant those feet. We're going to bring those feet hip width. So bring them in. And then from here, reach your arms tall. And as you exhale, fold forward. So sideways, my chest and my belly will come to my thighs. And then see if you can wrap your arms around your shins. So it's kind of like a partial forward fold. Maybe let your head drop, finding some space in the back of your neck. Take another inhale and exhale. And then with your next inhale, lift the spine. Maybe your arms reach up. And then slide your feet kind of halfway or a little bit more forward. So your legs are still bent. You're not totally extended. And then we'll fold again. Bring the belly towards the thighs. Maybe your arms come around your shins. Drop the head. Breathing in. And breathing out. So knees are still bent. And then with your next inhale, rise up again. Neutral spine as best you can. Arms can lift. And then extend your legs a little bit more. But again, still the knees bent. Here, you could lift your toes. So with your feet flexed. And then as you exhale, again, folding forward. Aim the belly towards your thighs, the chest towards your knees. And then your hands around your shins. Dropping the head. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then as you inhale, rising up once again. See if you've got a little bit more to go before straightening the legs completely. So you're still on your heels, your knees are bent and still lifted away from the floor. Take another breath in. See if you can come a little closer again to the thighs with your belly, chest towards the knees, and once again, arms around your shins. So you'll notice to keep your legs where they're at, you've got to press through your heels. That's going to keep your quads engaged, and that might let you fold a little further. Full breath in and full breath out. And then last one, inhale, rise up. See if you can straighten further those legs. Maybe they come all the way straight onto the ground, and then any amount of forward fold that works for you. You could lower your hands to frame your legs, and then chest towards your toes. So try not to do straight down. Try to lengthen forward first. Wherever you're at, take a full breath in and take a full breath out. With your next inhale, rising all the way up, arms can lift. And as you exhale, lower your hands once again, outer hips, maybe on your fists. Bend your knees, bring your feet wide, again, still on your heels. Knees are wide too, and those window wiper legs once again. Full breath in at center, knees towards the left, exhale. Inhale, bring them back. Knees towards the right, exhale. Inhale, bring them back. 2 more times each side with your own breath. If you find yourself scooting forward, when you lift your knees, try to draw the sit bone back, and that will prevent you from kind of walking off your mat on your sit bones. And then the next time you come back through center, pausing there, we're going to do one more thing in this seated position. So we're going to bend a bit deeper into the right knee and then extend your left leg all the way out onto the mat. So your right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, okay? So, and kind of not too close to your chest, anywhere that's comfortable for you. Find that lifted spine, take a full breath in, maybe reach your arms up, and we're finding a twist. Your right hand is going to come behind you, and then your left arm is going to wrap around your right leg. So you could bring your hand or to your shin and then help into the twist like that, or you might be able to bring the inside of your elbow around the front of your knee or shin and twist in that way. Wherever you are, breath in, just like in any twist, lengthening up. Breath out, finding some rotation. One more, just like that. Breath in and breath out. As you inhale, bring yourself back through center. Keep the legs as they are. Maybe your arms lift. And then just drop your hands to the left side. And then find some rounding through your spine. Dropping the head, another breath. And then use your inhale to rise back up. Maybe arms lift and then lower those hands. And we're switching legs. So lengthen your right leg out. Bring your left knee in. Any amount that is comfortable for you here. Okay. Keep your right leg active. Toes drawing towards the shin. Pushing down through that leg. And then when you're ready, reach your arms up. Breath in. On the exhale, left hand comes behind you and then the right hand comes around the shin or maybe the inside of the elbow. Take it slow, just see what's available. Don't push yourself into poses. Let your body gently go into them. Chances are if you start kind of slow and gentle, more space becomes available and you might be able to go a little deeper. Again, twist, so lengthening up on the inhale, finding that rotation as you exhale, your belly button is turning towards that left thigh. One more breath in. Nice job. And breath out. And then as we inhale, coming back through center, reaching your arms up and then dropping your hands towards the right side and just some rounding here through your spine. So see if you can feel some space appearing around that mid-back, lower back. And if you drop the head, maybe also in that neck. Inhale, we're coming back, reaching those arms up. And then as you exhale, lowering those arms down. This time, bend both knees, bring the soles of the feet together, wrap your hands around your shins or around your ankles if you can, and then scoot your sit bones a bit closer to those heels. Let your knees drop down and let the soles of the feet open up. So pinky toe side is touching, but the big toe side kind of moves away from one another. And then lengthening up, taking a couple cycles of breath here. Maybe you close your eyes, really tune into that breath. One more inhale. And exhale. And then with your next inhale, lifting those knees, and we're going to make our way up to stand. So you can use your hands here. If you want, you could cross your ankles, bring those heels as close to your sit bones as you can, and then come up. Your hands can transfer forward, and then lift those sit bones, and we'll come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Maybe holding onto opposite elbows. Take your time to get there, no rush. Maybe a bit of a sway forward and back and from side to side. And maybe an open mouth exhale, letting go of whatever happened before this point, opening up, making space to see what's going to happen next. And then from your forward fold, release those elbows, bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, chin to chest, slowly lifting that spine as you come all the way up into your mountain pose at the top of the mat. Shoulders away from your ears, palms turn forward, crown of the head reaches tall. And again, take a couple breaths just here. And then with your next inhale, reaching your arms wide and up. And as you exhale, right arm down, side stretch. Come back through center, inhale, and taking it to the other side as you exhale. Bring yourself through center, inhale, interlace those fingers, turn the palms towards the ceiling, maybe find a little balance on the balls of the feet. Breath in, keep reaching up. As you exhale, lowering heels if they were lifted, lowering those hands and bring them all the way behind you. Interlace them at your lower back, open through your chest, breath in. As you exhale, we're folding, bend your elbows, keep your hands close to the lower back, folding forward. Once the head releases, reach your knuckles towards the ceiling. Notice that stretch through your shoulders, take another breath. And then release those hands, halfway lift on your inhale, neutral spine. And as you exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, draw the chin to your chest, push through those hands and then push down through your heels. Maybe lift your toes for a moment here. Breath in and breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your knees. We're coming into a table pose, the hands coming under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. You can keep your toes tucked if you want, or you could untuck and bring the tops of the feet to the mat. With your next inhale, the left knee is going to stay bent, and we're just going to lift that knee out to the left and up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're lowering that knee to tap the right. We're going to do that movement again. Open up on the inhale. Think about using that outer left hip. Exhale and lower. Again, inhale, open. Don't worry about how high. Just notice the action. Outer left hip. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, open. And on your exhale, lower that knee all the way down to the ground. We're switching sides. Same thing now with the right side, keeping that more or less 90-degree angle with your right knee. Open it up to the right and lift. Try to keep your torso pointing down. Exhale and lower. Again, inhale, open. Exhale and lower. Inhale, open. Nice job. Exhale, lower. Last one. Open up. Inhale. And then lower that right knee all the way down. Exhale. Cow pose. Drop the belly. Lift through your chest. Inhale. Lift the gaze. Exhale. Round your spine. Tuck that tailbone, chin to chest. Add your feet to this. So as you inhale, tuck your toes. Stretch the soles of the feet. Cow pose. Exhale, untuck. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Cat pose. Again, inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And round into that exhale. And now find a neutral spine. We're going to work on that just a little bit more. On that hip work, we're going to add another movement to it. So now left side, keep that 90-degree angle with your left knee, and then inhale, lift that left knee out to the side. On your exhale, left knee lowers, just hover it over the mat. And now as you inhale, send that left foot straight up towards the ceiling. So your left knee stays in that same bend. And then exhale, drop that knee. So not drop it, so just lower it. And then again, open up to the left. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left foot to the ceiling. Exhale again, hover, knee over the mat. Last one. Inhale, left knee to the left. Exhale, lower. And inhale, left foot to the ceiling. And exhale, lower that knee all the way to the mat. Nice job. Switching sides, same thing now on the right. When you're ready, right knee opens. Inhale. Exhale, hover it over the mat. Inhale, right foot towards the ceiling. Knee stays bent. Exhale, hover. Inhale, right knee to the right. Exhale, hover. Inhale, foot to the ceiling. Exhale, hover. One more time. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, hover. And inhale, lift to the ceiling. And exhale, knee all the way to the mat. Nice job. That was quite a bit of work for those hips. From here, puppy pose. So keep your knees in line with your hips. Bring your hands wide. And then let your hands walk forward as your chest lowers to the ground. And giving the top of those hamstrings a little stretch. Think about your sit bones lifting up. Your chest is heavy, so a stretch for your shoulders, your chest. Breath in. Breath out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Walking those hands back towards you, not all the way because we're coming straight into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift those sit bones up and back. Find a little movement, a little pedaling through your legs. Release any tension that built up in those hips. That was quite intense. So a little looseness right now. And then eventually find stillness. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. With your next inhale, feet are going to come towards the hands and we're meeting in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Take a pause, hold on to opposite elbows, take a full breath in. And open mouth, exhale. And then transfer those hands to your hips, bend into those knees and slowly rise all the way up, mountain pose. Shoulders away from your ears, arms dangled by your side, gaze forward. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. As you breathe in, arms will lift. As you breathe out, right arm down, side stretch. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale through center. Warrior two, left foot is going to step back. Set up your alignment here with your warrior two, that bend in the right knee tracking towards your pinky, and then that line from your front heel all the way to the arch of that back foot. And then that slight internal rotation, wrapping forward slightly that left thigh. When you're ready, reach your arms forward and back and really reach through those fingers. But don't let your shoulders climb up towards your ears, so relax them down. Gaze over your right fingers. Take another breath. And then with your next inhale, reverse warrior. Front palm turns up, left hand towards the left thigh. Reach that right fingers, those right fingers up. See if you can feel some space in the right side of your waist. The more you bend into that knee and the more you reach through those right fingers, the more stretch through that area. Another breath in. And another breath out. Coming back through warrior two on your inhale, and then bending that right elbow, forearm to thigh, side angle, left arm comes by your ear. Again, find some opening through your chest. So rather than that top shoulder dropping forward, see if you can send it back. Another breath in and another breath out. As you breathe in, rise up, straighten through that front leg, reach those arms forward and back, triangle pose. So stay strong through your right thigh, reach your right fingers forward, hinge through that right hip. And then when you can't reach any further, lower that right hand wherever it gets to, thigh, shin, block, floor. Left arm is going to go up towards the ceiling, but your chest stays open towards the side. Breathe in, nice job. And breathe out. With your next inhale, rising up, turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. Feet are more or less parallel or slightly pigeon toe. And if you need to shorten your stance, do so. Hands to hips, lengthen through the spine, breathing in. And then on your exhale, hinge through your hips, forward and down. Hands transfer to shins, to blocks, or to the floor. Halfway lift on the inhale. Push down through the pinky toe side of your feet. Exhale and fold. 2 more times, just like that. Push the floor away with those hands, or push through your hands into your shins or blocks. Exhale and fold. And 1 more. Inhale, half lift, broaden upper back. And exhale, folding forward. Nice job. Then from here, we're going to bring those hands to the hips, and we're going to lift about halfway. Pausing. Breath in. Think about crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Engage through your quads, so a little micro bend in your knees. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, folding. From here, this is where your chair might come in handy for those goddess poses. That's what we're going to go into next. So when you're ready, if you need your chair, make sure you've got it in front of you. Bring your heels in and send your toes out. And you might need, again, to shorten your stance some. And we're going to bend into those knees. And then those knees are going to go back towards the space behind you. So next step is hands on the seat of the chair or hands onto your thighs, and bring them closer to your knees than your hips, so that with your hands you can help push your knees back some. If you're feeling stable, you might lift your torso some. Okay. And then play with the placement of your feet. So you might want to get your ankles more or less under your knees. Okay, so if you got them a bit too closer, send them out just a bit, but don't send them out too far. Okay, so you've got to find the right place for you. And then you might stay here with your hands on your thighs. You might find a little sway from side to side. If you're feeling balanced, you might get your hands off your thighs. Maybe you bring them to your chest, maybe palms touching. And then think about drawing that lower belly up and in and dropping your tailbone. Okay. So it's quite intense for those hips, those thighs. So play around, see where you're at. It's an exploration. There's no goal pose. If you're really feeling balanced, find some stillness and maybe reach your arms up. And again, keep drawing that tailbone under. Keep sending those knees back. Another full breath in, full breath out. And then with your next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. So push through those feet. And we're going to return into warrior two towards the top of the mat. So turn your left foot, bend into your right knee, and reach your arms forward and back. Okay. We'll return to that pose on the other side in a bit. Take a full breath in here. And then on your exhale, let's cartwheel those hands to the mat and step that front foot back, downward facing dog. And then in your down dog, just notice any sensations in those hips, any effects from those poses. And then really push through those hands, really send those heels down and lift your sit bones. Take a deep breath in and take a long breath out. One more inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, we're coming out into a plank pose. And see if you can use your plank pose to neutralize some of those poses. So think about internal rotations through your thighs, as if you were trying to lift the inner part of your thighs towards the ceiling, and then move back into downward facing dog. Do that a couple more times. Come out into your plank, inner thighs spiraling up, and exhale back into downward facing dog. And one more. Inhale into your plank pose and into your downward facing dog. Nice job. From here, slowly walking those feet towards the hands towards the feet. Eventually find yourself at the top of the mat in a forward fold, holding onto opposite elbows for a full breath in and a long breath out. And then hands to your hips. Once again, slowly rising up, chin stays close to the chest. And then finding your mountain pose, arms by your side, crown of the head reaching tall. So we'll do all of that on the other side, and I'm just going to switch direction on my mat, but you don't need to. From your mountain pose, inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, left arm down, side stretch. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, find the other side. Inhale, back through center. Now right foot is going to step back and warrior two on this side. Take your time to get there, to settle in. And if you know you were using your chair for that goddess pose, bring it in front of you. So in your warrior two, arms are going to reach forward and back. And once again, make sure your shoulders are down so you're not adding any extra tension here. You're reaching through those fingers, your gaze is over those left fingers. And then strengthen through your right glute, so give that back glute a little squeeze. With your next inhale, no change in legs, front palm turns up, reverse warrior, finding space in that left side of the torso. Bend a little further into that left knee if you can. Reach up a little bit more through those left fingers. Nice job. Breath in and breath out. With your next inhale, come through warrior two. Bend into that left elbow, forearm to thigh, and the right arm all the way by your ear. And once again, just like we did at the beginning of class, we worked on those shoulders a bit, on that opening through the chest. So draw that right shoulder blade back and down as you find more space through the chest. With your next inhale, rise up. We are straightening through that front leg, but we're not locking the knee. And then as we exhale, hinge through that left hip. Reach as your triangle pose, left hand lowers. And right arm can go towards the ceiling, but anytime that right arm gets in the way, it gets too tired, bring it up by the side body, or you could rest your hand on your hip. And it's the same pose. Find that opening through the chest. Nice job. Breathing in and breathing out. And then as you inhale, pull yourself up, turn your toes towards the long edge of your mat once again. Maybe pigeon those toes, those feet a bit. Shorten your stance if needed. Lengthen spine, breathing in. Hinge through the hips, forward fold as you breathe out. Halfway lift on your inhale, hands to shins, to blocks, to floor, to chair. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember, this is active. Exhale, fold. And last one. Inhale, halfway lift. And forward fold. Exhale. This time, we're going to find some side lunges before going into that goddess pose. So again, hands on your chair, and I can show you that for a moment. You would place your hands on the chair, your feet are wide. You might even come onto your forearms on the chair. And then we're going to bend into that right knee, sending the hips towards the right heel, and then straighten, and then bend into your left knee, sending those sit bones towards that left heel. And a few more times on your own pace. Hands on blocks can also be a good idea here. If you feel like a challenge, strengthening those legs, you could have your hands at your heart, but just make sure that you don't overdo it. And let's do it one more time each side. And then when you're ready, we'll meet back at center and just find a forward fold. Let your head drop. And then preparing for that goddess pose now once again. So when you're ready, just lifting your spine some and then bringing your heels in, turning your toes out. Find that bend in your knees and then take it gradually. So first of all, get your legs set up. Get your ankles more or less under your knees. Start drawing those knees towards the space behind you. And then you might stay here. Hands might be on the seat of the chair and you might work here. Good place to be. You might transfer your hands to your thighs. Bring the thumbs on the inside and fingers on the outside, and then elbows lift. And then you might push that chest up, that torso up some. And then from here, those of you with your hands on your thighs, we're going to add a little shoulder twist this time. So take a full breath in, lengthen up. And then as you exhale, dip your right shoulder down and turn your torso towards the left side. Push the right thigh away. There you go. Okay, don't let your right knee come forward. And then bring yourself back through center and do the same on the other side. Left shoulder goes forward and down. You're turning your torso towards the right side. See if you can feel some stretch through the inner left thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice job. As you inhale, bring that torso up. Stay here, or again, you might lift your hands and maybe they come to the heart. You might bring that chest up a little bit more. Maybe sink down a little lower. Maybe that little sway. And take breaks anytime. So come out of it, come back into it as you need to. See if you can press a bit more through the pinky toe side of your feet. So almost lifting your big toe. One more breath. Nice. And then from wherever you are, inhale, straighten through those legs. You want to squeeze through the glutes as you do this. And we're going to come back into that warrior two towards the left side. So left knee bends. Realign your feet as needed. Bend into that knee. Strengthen through that right leg. Reach your arms forward and back. Maybe take a sigh of relief. Warrior two might feel a bit better than those goddess poses. Take another inhale. And then when you're ready, hands to the mat and make your way into downward facing dog. And just like we did before, maybe a little movement through those legs. You might even lift the feet, so one foot at a time. Maybe bending into your left knee, drawing it into the chest, and then planting it again, and then switching sides. And take a couple cycles of breath. And then another inhale. And with your next exhale, find your table pose, knees lower, and align those hands under those shoulders. And we're going to try and stretch now a bit those outer hips. So with your next inhale, the left leg is going to lift behind you. And then as you exhale, cross that left foot over to the right, plant the ball of the foot, and then take a full breath in and turn your gaze towards that left foot as you exhale. See if you can get some stretch through the left side. And draw those inner thighs towards one another. Think about the hip bones drawing close together too. Push through that left heel, one more breath. And then with your next exhale, come back through center with your torso, and then bend your left knee, drop it behind the right, find a bit more space between your feet, and then see if you can send your sit bones back towards your heels or towards that space between your feet. Chest towards the thighs, so kind of like a child's pose, but with the legs crossed. And see if you can get some stretch through outer hip. Breathe in and breathe out. One more inhale and exhale. And then with your next inhale, bring yourself up back into your table pose. Unwind your legs, maybe give that left leg a little stretch out, and then lower the knee and back in table pose. Nice job. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, your right leg will rise, reach it out, and then cross that right foot over to the left side. So for now, your right knee is lifted. You're on the ball of that right foot, and then you're pushing through that right heel. And then begin to turn your gaze towards that right heel. So right side of the body gets a little extra stretch here. Push your right ribs towards the right and push your right outer hip towards the right too. Breath in and breath out. And now bring the torso through center, but keep the legs as they are. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bend into that right knee. So now the right knee is behind the left. Find a bit more space between your feet. And then send your sit bones back towards those heels, towards the space between your feet. And then keep reaching your fingers forward though. Chest towards your thighs, head maybe dangles between your arms. And find a few breaths. Once again, trying to get into that outer hip, stretching them this time. They contract a lot in those goddess poses. So now we're trying to restore some space. And then use your next inhale to bring yourself forward. Unwinding the legs, maybe give that right leg a little stretch out behind you. And then release that right knee down to the mat. And from here, bring your feet to one side and then let your sit bones drop behind you. See if you can find a seat with your legs in front of you. Okay. All right. Good work today. So from here, we're going to come all the way down onto our back body. So feet are planted, chin to chest, arms reach forward. It's your counterbalance. Slowly, using some of that core, lower your lower back. Lower your mid back. Lower upper back. And lastly, lower the head. And then once that is down, bring those knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. And then keeping your knees or your legs lifted, see if you can cross your right thigh over the left thigh. And then just bring the whole structure in towards your chest. If it's available, hands can grab onto your shins or your ankles. And if you've got that, or the outer edges of your feet, the pinky toe side, if you've got that, think about drawing your feet out and down. Okay, don't overdo it, so no pain in the knees. So it's kind of like if you had like a lace. So you've got your legs crossed, and then your hands, right hand will come to the left shin, left leg, anywhere on the leg. Right hand will come onto the left leg, and then you draw them to like down towards you. Yeah. Hopefully that made some sense. And again, it's a way of getting into those outer hip stretch a little bit more. Keep that lower back down as best you can. Breathe in and breathe out. And then release. We'll do the same on the other side. So switch the legs. Left thigh now crosses over the right, bending into both knees. And then you might stay here, and this might be plenty. So feel free to stay, but if it's available and you wish to, hands can come to the lower part of your leg, and then you're just drawing those feet kind of out and down. And again, you're getting into outer hip, glutes. Keep your face relaxed. Another breath in. And another breath out. And then unwind those legs and come all the way into a happy baby. So left knee to left armpit, right knee to right armpit. Maybe here with the heels down, or maybe feet lift up and your hands travel towards the feet or anywhere on those legs. And trying to get that lower back planted, those shoulder blades planted. Full inhale, full exhale. And one more breath in and breath out. And releasing that happy baby, planting your feet, let your knees rest against one another. If you feel like a little gentle window wiper with your knees, just to release hip flexors a bit, you could do that. Dropping your knees gently from one side to the other. And then eventually come back through center. Let your knees rest against one another. Bring your hands to your belly. Check that spine. So all the way from the back of the head, down the back of the neck. See if you can lengthen it. Draw the chin towards your chest. And then down through that upper back, broaden slightly through the shoulder blades, and then press those shoulder blades down. Down the back of the ribs, see if you can spread those ribs out. Down that lower back, as you gently tuck your tailbone, see if that lower back can lengthen onto the mat. And down through that sacrum, let it rest on the ground. And if you feel like lengthening your legs out, feel free to do that. And then take a full breath in. And let the exhale drop out of the mouth, making a sound. And take one more, just like that. Breath in. And out of the mouth. And now finding these last moments of stillness and quiet. Let your breath be whatever it is. And let yourself be whatever you are at this point. Nothing else to do. And now if you're ready to move, gently tune into your breath. And then move your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists. Maybe draw the chin from one shoulder to the other. And if you feel like stretching your arms overhead, reach those fingers away from your toes. From your back body, you can roll onto one side. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Support your head in your arms. Give yourself a full breath in and a full breath out. And then push into those hands, rising up to find a comfortable seat where we'll end practice. Hands maybe reach to your heart. Spine grows tall. And as always, let's acknowledge the practice. Let's acknowledge ourselves for practicing today. We'll acknowledge those who practice with us at any time. And then all those who make it possible. And we'll end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.